Baby, yeah, you know I'm in my body today. Hit the bitch, told her come through on a Saturday. Run it up, baby, yeah, the faster way. Greatness come with patience, so you know that I had to wait. Ooh, baby, yeah, you know what you do to me. And you know
wide receivers from the waiver wire. Okay, so T. Higgins. Only owned in 33% of leagues. Only 33. So that's really going to come in handy, especially when you're down in wide receivers. You need some depth at the wide receiver position. You didn't really draft well in wide receivers. You missed a couple. AJ Brown. Different guys are out. So, I mean, he's totaled over 22 targets over the last 3 weeks. T. Higgins, the rookie wide receiver for the Bengals. Joe Mixon absolutely loves this guy. I'm sorry, Joe Burrow actually loves this guy. 33% owned. 33% owned? Are you serious? I'm spending $20 to $25 in fab on this guy. He's not a waiver priority though. He's definitely not a waiver priority, and he's definitely Can we just say it? I think he's the replacement to AJ Green. Honestly, he is the AJ Green replacement. Yeah, he's basically a AJ Green replacement. Honestly, he had some really good numbers against the Jags. Pretty sure he scored against the Eagles. Had like what, 2 touchdowns? I'm pretty sure, if not 1. He's the Bengals X receiver, so he's gonna get instant touches, I feel like. And the guy's always been a Bengals fan. He loves the Bengals. He's really gonna put his all out there. So I really would pick up T. Higgins, but he's not really a priority in my book. So I wouldn't really do all that for him, but I would spend $20 to $25 in fab for him. Okay, Laviska Shenault. Now, Laviska Shenault is actually really interesting because the guy is kind of versatile. They're using him in like a Curtis Samuel type role. So when I mean Curtis Samuel type role, I mean they're using him at running back, wide receiver, all types of places. So he's only owned in 24% of leagues. Me, I'm spending about $15, $20 fab, around that range, and he's not really a waiver priority, but he is an intriguing candidate for a breakout guy on the Jags specifically. He could be the new number 2 behind DJ Chark. I'm not dissing Keelan Cole, but Keelan Cole hasn't been playing particularly well in the past few weeks. So for that reason, I'm probably going to have to definitely go Laviska Shenault as the number 2. Probably going to pick him up. He's a really good waiver wire pickup if you're looking for some depth at wide receiver. Scotty Miller, easily the best wide receiver pickup right now, and he's only owned in 16% of leagues. The reason why I feel like he's not that widely owned is because the week that everyone was going berserk over Scotty Miller, he kind of didn't perform and he had a down week. And if he catches that touchdown, that's actually a pretty good week. But after that, he's pretty much had a really good week. After that, Scotty Miller is really interesting. And I really feel like Scotty can do some damage low-key because the guy has been really good. As you know, Godwin is out. Mike Evans is pretty much up and down with injuries this whole time. So he's only owned in 16% of leagues again. So I'm spending 10 to 15 fab on him, honestly. With OJ Howard, I mean, Tom Brady's, can we just talk about Tom Brady? I mean, he's losing all his guys, but Scotty Miller's still there, riding strong. He's really talented. He's so fast. Scotty Miller's definitely going to add an aspect for Tom Brady to throw to. He's definitely going to be a deep target and a short slot target at the same time. He's almost like Julian Edelman, but 10 years younger and on steroids almost, because he's way faster, way better. He's like a much better and more new and improved Julian Edelman, honestly. That's what I would compare him to. Scotty Miller, once he finds himself on the waiver wire, don't expect him to stay long, because people are really starting to get themselves aware to what Scotty Miller can do. Scotty is really nice, and he's really going to fill that Chris Godwin role. He's basically the wide receiver number 1 now, with Evans out, with OJ out, with Godwin out. He's basically the wide receiver number 1, hands down. There's not a guy that's going to compete with him. I don't see a guy competing with him for that wide receiver number 1 spot. He is flex worthy. Now, he probably could be started this week, honestly, against the Bears. Just be cautious, because the Bears do have a good defense, but it's not what it was like 2 years ago. And Scotty Miller is definitely going to get most of the targets, because he's basically the number 1 guy on that Tampa Bay offense for Tom Brady. And Tom Brady always likes, he's more of a West Coast type quarterback, so he likes checking down, likes going for the short routes. And that's what Scotty Miller basically does. And he also is a deep threat. Tom Brady can let it go. He can let it rip down the field a lot. So he does like to do that, but most of the time he does like his slot guys to run fast, short routes. So also is Bruce Arians' offense. Now the thing about Bruce Arians' offense, it's really pass heavy. He likes to have these weird type of route combinations that really like accommodate for the wide receiver instead of a quarterback. So that's why you're seeing Tom Brady throw a lot of picks. But especially with all of Tom Brady's weapons, man, that's really tough. I think he's a waiver priority right now, and usually he wouldn't be, but because he's probably going to get most of the targets, he has to be. Like, he absolutely has to be, because he's definitely going to get all the volume, all the production, every ounce of work that you can actually think of. And Scotty, he's going to be a beast, only because he's Tom's only guy left. If he gets hurt, I don't even know anyone who's catching passes aside from Cameron Brate and Rob. And Rob Gronkowski has been sucking. Like, he's bad. But yeah, Scotty is a must play. He's a waiver priority. That's what I would categorize Scotty Miller as, a waiver wire priority. Absolutely. And that's pretty much going to do it for for waiver wire wide receivers.
Baby, yeah, you know I'm in my body today. Hit the bitch, told her come through on a Saturday. Run it up, baby, yeah, the faster way. Greatness come with patience, so you know that I had a way. Ooh, baby, yeah, you know what you do to me. And you know, bitch, I ain't with that foolery. Team full of winners, so you gon' lose to me. Yeah, lose to me. Hey, I'm in the store, I'm working, and bitch, I am back in my Birkin. All the gas, I'm swerving, and these people be plotting and murking.